Cut my life into pieces. This is wrong six. Shit.
May I have your attention, please?
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
I don't know what to feel anymore.
Horror. Something even more terrible than you.
I don't want to. If the problem is, if I'm being honest, if I had sung it Papa Roach style, we probably would have gotten copyright.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, I don't want to brag, but there are some golden pipes there that could cause some serious damage.
You don't want Papa Roach and Mama Roach and Brother Roach coming at you.
I can't have the roaches.
You want the roaches
the Roach Foundation going after me.
Oh.
Okay. Which is funny because the next lyric is suffocation, no breathing, which this film has.
Yes, it does.
Over top of a gaping head wound.
That's right.
This is bad. Okay, so this is the second entry into our newest series, Watching Wrong Turn the Wrong Way. We started with the 2021 remake with the world's most handsome villain,
yes,
who only gets even more handsome throughout the film.
Bill Sage.
Yes. Who was the guy he looked like?
Bob Vila.
Yes.
Bob Vila.
I cannot not see
this old house
at this point. Okay, so we started there. Not a bad movie if they just changed the title, right? I mean,
not a bad movie compared to this one.
Compared to this one, this is bad. So, Wrong Turn the Wrong Way. We're moonwalking our way backwards to the Wrong Turn franchise. There was only because it sounded kind of interesting to go backwards, but I realized towards the end of this movie, we've sort of created this weird detective work for us where we're gonna have to like really work hard to piece together how does that fit in.
If it does.
With this, yeah. Like, how are these two going to unravel and meet each other at the end to connect? Because going from what I know of Wrong Turn, from the first one to the remake, this one is such a goddamn curveball for everything else. And I didn't think you could say that for a Wrong Turn franchise because it's the Wrong Turn franchise.
Yeah. First of all, no wrong turns.
I'm livid, dude.
The wrong turns. Dude,
I'm so mad about that. Yeah. We are 2 wrong turn films deep. No wrong turns. Mm-hmm. That is a terrible ROI.
There was a last resort, but there was no.
There was a last resort. This film is so far. This film is better to keeping true to what we're getting on the poster.
Yeah.
I cannot believe we've gotten 0 wrong turns.
Yes.
I'm gonna make a movie. I'm gonna make a new wrong turn. It's only gonna be 30 seconds long, and it's gonna be someone making an actual wrong turn, and I will be the closest, the most faithful to the franchise in that 30 seconds. So this is Wrong Turn 6, Last Resort. I'm looking at the poster for the unrated version. I think we saw the rated R version.
We saw the rated. I don't want to see the.
I don't want to see the unrated.
I'm good.
I'm totally fine with that. So this one came out in 2014. And I guess just a brief synopsis, I guess.
Yeah.
Give him a little something here. Okay, Wrong Turn 6, Last Resort. Okay, deep in the hills of West Virginia.
Nope.
Wink. Wink. Danny is introduced to the family he has never known. When he learns they follow taboo rituals, including cannibalism, he is tempted by the forbidden. And the forbidden in this film is like a bucket of spit. I don't know what's in that. The forbidden is very weird in this movie. But he's tempted by it, and he has to choose between his friends and his bloodline. Mm-hmm. Not a hard choice in this movie. It is. They don't really. Reading that, going into the movie, you think, oh, they're going to really set up this whole family values thing.
Yes.
Until you learn that this was shot in Bulgaria. This was made by filmmakers who I swear to God, 24 minutes, 10 seconds, they go, oh shit, we're in West Virginia. Fiddle. Give me a fiddle. And then you're like, and they're like, okay, yes, back in America. Yes. And there's even an American flag that you pointed out.
It pops up in like every other scene in the hotel, in the hotel or whatever, the castle.
In the resort.
So I was like, you're in West Virginia because it's a American.
Yeah,
flag.
we are definitely in America
because it's an American flag.
Okay, so let me ask you this: just
props to the props.
Props to the props, baby. off the cuff react. Like we just finished it. The movie ended with them making more perfect little bloodline critters.
I mean, it didn't make any sense. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like none of it made any sense. I don't know what was happening whatsoever.
Knowing the first one, where we're introduced to like the cannibal, I like to call them mutants just because they're kind of goofy looking.
Yeah.
Connecting it to this, how on earth do we get here?
I don't know.
How do you think? Because like we have 4 other movies.
I mean, it does,
or 5.
It doesn't help that it looked like it was shot in Bulgaria, and like all the actors were like seemed to be Irish, like they're doing American accents. So it was really hard to like piece it together to be in West Virginia and being like that type of movie. It was like, really hard to like just like the same areas. Like, there's no way. Like, so it was hard to just like even think about it for a second.
When I actually,
I mean, it's closer. I guess it's. I mean, it's. I hate to say it's closer to the first one because it had the hillbillies.
It had hillbillies. It had a little bit of cannibalism.
But like, yeah, it had a lot of. I mean, it had lots of gore.
I feel like it had the most in common, but at the same time, nothing in common at all.
Exactly.
It's the weird. This is a
Yes,
weird.
yes.
This is watching this franchise backwards, knowing the first one. This is a weird trip.
Yeah.
I took some notes throughout the movie, as I like to do here, and one thing that this movie that makes it feel very European is how quickly they just get to the nudity. Like you see your first pair of titties at like the 2-minute mark. Like they it's literally just this couple biking through the woods, and then they see a hot spring. They're like, you know what that means?
I think it was before the title even popped up.
Yeah, it's before it's before the title.
I mean, every actress that was in this showed her
boobs.
Yeah.
If
you think about it, it's like there's like 3 of the ladies, and then this 4th lady, and then there's like a sister. You've seen all of them.
Yeah,
all get naked.
But these cowards showed zero dong.
Zero dong. How dare you?
But then they show like the dorky guy's ass all the time. Like I think he got paid per cheek.
Well, there was a slow motion ass with the one guy who gets the enema,
the hose. Yeah,
the hose enema.
Yeah, you see his ass a few times in the film.
And it's like slowed it down too, so you know it's
there. In fact, I think if you had subtitles on, it just said butt cheeks.
Yes, just butt squelching.
Just
squelching.
Just so you can see it. The acting in this movie,
it's rough.
It's pretty rough. One of the first things I wrote was the acting is a big woof.
That's like I feel bad just shitting on this movie, but I'm pretty sure we're the only podcast who's done Wrong Turn 6. So. But it's a rough go, man. Like I feel for you guys, but man,
I do want to say
there's lots of things you could have done to make it.
I remember what I wanted to say before I hop to the notes here.
Yes,
for the viewers listening to this episode, if you haven't seen Wrong Turn 6, the film is better knowing they shot it in Bulgaria.
Yeah,
because once you know, and I'm sorry if you wanted to watch it and you didn't want to have that on your conscience, you wanted to give it a fair shake. That you can't shake it now. It's so ingrained.
It's obvious. It's obvious if you've ever been outside, like versus Bulgaria, like
it feels like a sci-fi original film too.
Yeah.
And a lot of points, it's like just the editing is very jarring.
Yeah, because at first you were like, what is wrong with this movie? Like, I don't think you could quite put your finger on it.
Yeah, like something that's like if we're 10 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, you're like,
and
why does this feel low budget?
Yeah, there's just something, and I couldn't put what it was on it. And then you had a great point.
Yeah, it's edited to like an inch of its life.
Yeah.
Like everything is just like cut for no reason. Except for the fact that it's like you're just trying to make up for like shitty camera work.
I love that phrase though, like for editing. Like they just like they had it all in the can, they started putting it together, and they went, oh shit. What did we do?
When in doubt, just put a cut there to a different angle.
You think at one point in time the editor like looked back at the director and went, none of them made a wrong turn.
No.
Shut up.
Maybe we should loop something in.
Maybe we
should loop a line.
or get like 70 stock footage of someone making like a wrong turn.
Yeah, it's at the beginning.
Just out of nowhere.
Even the people at the beginning, the bike riders, the mountain bikers, they didn't make a wrong turn to the hot spring. They went.
The past 2 films,
they were on a path.
Yeah, the past 2 films have been people as a group deciding which direction they're gonna go, and now at 0 point in time being like, I think we made a wrong turn.
No,
all these
they were invited to this big last resort place.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's called The Last Resort. It's got to be called The Last Resort.
They think that then just call it The Last Resort and make it a different different thing. It has because literally there's no wrong turn. You get the three cannibal hillbillies. That's it. That's the only thing tying us to this universe. Now, maybe 5 has an answer for us. Maybe the listeners are like, oh, these fucking morons. Wait till 5 will really tie this in.
543 is gonna
543 is the high point of the
it's like
frame.
Empire Strikes Back of wrong turns.
There is a really jarring thing I thought was kind of interesting about the movie was before they go into town to like pick up some stuff before you go hang out in a resort with all your college friends and get drunk and smoke weed and get killed by cannibalistic hillbillies. There's a missing board, but like everything's blurred. There's a lot of blurred photos, some that make sense, some that don't, if I'm correct. So they go to a missing persons board, and I guess the original filmmakers had used. And what's funny is you said like you joked like, oh, it's probably blurred because it's like actual missing people, and I was like, no, there's no way, and that's what happened. That's
exactly what happened.
Yep, they got in trouble. There was some legal trouble that they had an actual missing person on the movie poster. What if they got sued, but like the person was found because of the movie? So like the movie inadvertently ends up being like
amazing.
good thing to humanity. I don't know what happened.
I bet you that's what they thought too. They're like, well, we're gonna put this out here. Everybody's gonna see this movie, and if that person's around, they'll be fine.
If God help them if they thought that.
I think they did.
Oh, there's no way. That's so cringy.
You gotta go into your movie going, this is gonna be the best thing ever.
This is gonna be
seen
worldwide.
This is gonna be the best wrong turn.
I'm gonna thank the Academy.
You're showing your boobs for a good cause.
Everyone's showing them. And your butt. Don't forget, boy. You really put it out there.
Don't forget weed guy.
So they're at this bulletin board, and there's a like obviously post, done in post blurring. Like it wasn't like the camera, what's it called, bokeh or whatever. Something's real out of whatever focus, whatever.
No, this is an artistic choice.
This is like cops level, like at blurring the person's face because they didn't want to sign the form.
It's like I watch a lot of reality TV shows, and they blur the shit out of everything around, like pictures and everything. They blur everything just so they don't have to like even like mess with rights or like getting rights, so like they blur everything. So I felt like it was a reality TV show for a second. It
did. It's so it's just so visually jarring. Yeah. But then what's even weirder is that makes sense. The Bolton thing, sure, I get that you fucked up. You should have gotten Usually in moments like that, I always feel like the people doing the VFX put their photos in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's always kind of fun. It's a crew member.
You would just put other things.
Yeah. But then in the movie, they go to this resort where our main character,
Danny boy, because I'm pretty sure he's Irish.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He was pulling an American accent, but
there's no you can't pull that wool over our eyes.
Yeah.
But Danny, he's in the Last Resort, or Jesus Christ, that's the name. I think it's called like the Hill Liquor Resort, right? The Hill Liquor.
Yeah,
that's not. I'm not like.
It's like the Hill Liquor Springs.
Yeah, that's for people thinking we're joking around. That is, I'm not joking. That's is the name. They are at one point in time they're like, you're either the Grants, the Johnsons, or the Hill Liquors.
It was the Boggles, and then the Hill Liquors.
Yeah, it was like two weird names, but then you get the Hill Liquors, and you're like, they settled on that.
You're a true Hill Liquor.
You're
What did you just?
Don't you call me that?
What did you just
That's a slur in these parts.
Exactly.
So they're in the beautiful Taj Mahal Liquor Hall, and there's photos of his ancestors. Yes. But in this re-release, because of whatever happened in court, they just keep cutting to blurred out photographs. So you don't know what you're looking at. It is so ridiculous. And it's not just like one photo.
No.
They're not just like, we could.
They do close-ups.
They do like several close-ups.
Blurred pictures of like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, but it cuts to the actor going, whoa, it kind of looks like Danny. But then it cuts to a blurred photo, and you're like, what?
What were these three guys here? And it's just like blur. I'm like, what? It is so weird. Even for you're like, okay, I was thinking about this while we were watching. I was like, okay, I don't remember if the shot was locked off during the bulletin or if they were doing like handheld. But even handheld, like you could still like,
it's not that hard to do, like, to replace that.
Yeah, no.
Like
yeah.
they're like I've done the After
Yes.
Effects tutorials. Video Copilot has you hooked up, and it's
Yes.
$1 million budget.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So that one I was like, okay, maybe the Bolton makes sense. But these are just full frame close-ups. Like you couldn't have replaced it with anything.
Yeah, I don't like. Are those like those should have been like made up photos anyway? They should have been like
Yeah, who was that?
like you use real photos.
We're pretty sure they killed an actual deer in this movie too. Like, okay, let's talk about that for a second. There's a scene where Danny meets the two I guess his relatives, brother and sister, running the Hill Liquor. I keep wanting to call it the Bootlicker.
The bootlickers.
The Hill Liquor Hotel. And they find this bow and arrow, and they're like, "You ever been hunting, Danny?" And they're like, "Oh, we'll take him hunting." And all of a sudden, he just like gets real into it real fast.
Yeah.
And they shoot a deer. The effects of the deer looked way too good, in my opinion.
Yes.
I think they killed a real animal for this.
Or they
movie,
had like
dude.
a real deer carcass on set or something.
They had to have. It looked way too good,
Yeah.
and I don't want to Google it.
I don't want to throw shade at these people because it's like whatever. I'm sure it's
Yeah, whatever.
Bulgaria has
What
different.
goes down in
rules.
Bulgaria happens. Happens there, stays there.
I'm sure they used every piece of the deer once they were done with it.
Yeah, one of those
I'm
situations.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
they honored it.
But it's fun. It's just weird because like
But it looked like really real. So I'm like, I don't know.
I was like, because you compare it to the problem is the only thing you can compare it to is the other special effects in the movie, which the three cannibals who look beautiful in the first film, these are clearly masks. Like I even in my notes at one point in time, I was like, you can hear the actor screaming through like latex.
Yes.
Like he's like, and you're like, that does not sound like it's coming straight out of the source.
Stan Winston makeup for the first one. Like that's crazy. And this one is just like, your cousin Eddie.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. In fact, this doing the series makes me want to watch that weird 50-minute compilation of behind the scenes because part of it is Stan Winston on set, and that dude just looked like he looks like he was probably a blast to be around.
Yes.
I'm sure there's people in the VFX industry. He was a dick. He was my boss. He was a piece of shit. I don't care. Don't ruin that magic for me.
No.
He made a T-Rex.
He looked adorable.
Let me just go through some of these notes here. Feels like a Sci-Fi Channel movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know what we're watching, but I hope the next 5 really explain this. Like, I was so optimistic during the beginning of this movie. It's like, okay, I know these other 4 are just gonna fill us right in. This is gonna make a lot of sense.
Yep.
I don't have that feeling. Oh, okay. I like this note of like European directors doing like American, like young American things. Like, there's a real classic story about the dance in Troll 2, and it's because the director says like, I know how Americans like to dance, which he clearly didn't, which is why it's one of the silliest things. There's a lot of that in this movie, like one where one of the ladies is dancing. It looks so out of place. Like it looks like she's dancing in like 2004 and 2015, and then there's another scene where the dude's like, I got some beer, dudes. Yeah, the beer, dudes. And he like throws it in the pool.
Like, what are you doing?
It was really weird, right?
Yeah, it's like
I'm not alone on that.
yeah, it felt like a lot of just like, this is what Americans sound like. I was like, and sometimes we do. Who knows? It's funny because where I work, I'm not gonna say where I work, but like it's a London company, and they'll have people come over from London to like train and this and that. And there was one person who came and was like, oh, don't you guys all just say howdy a lot? I was told that all you guys say howdy. I'm like, howdy?
What?
We're in California. What are you talking about, howdy?
Jesus Christ.
So it's like, who knows what they think in Bulgaria, what we sound like.
So true. That's an
Like,
excellent point.
Like, who knows? Because it's like, that's coming from a London person who's a smart person. It's like, don't you all guys say howdy? I'm like, only if we're joking.
Only if we're joking.
Only if we're making fun of other people. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not in Texas, man.
No,
like I'm sure in the South maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
California.
For our Texas listeners, is howdy your like go-to thing? because
y'all.
we got apparently we got to let London know because so Texas, California, let's talk.
Yeah,
And let's let these people figure out what's happening.
it's like I'm going to get sushi after this. What are you saying, howdy? What are you talking about?
No, it's California. It's, hey, dude.
Yeah, it's like brah.
Let's go serve and have some sushi.
Yeah.
Okay. One other thing. This is the second Wrong Turn movie where the blood on people's faces look weird.
Yeah. It's like smeared with like fingers.
It looked like it was smeared by fingers.
Yeah.
How many more movies do you think we're gonna get till we stop seeing the finger smeared blood?
I don't know.
Do you think 5 will be where we start to get like
Maybe.
better blood makeup effects?
Maybe. I think the next 3 are directed by the same person. Written and directed by the same person. So the next 3 might be better.
Okay, like there'll be some consistency.
Maybe.
Okay,
That doesn't mean the blood will be any better. But
that's a good point.
I think the guy died too.
So he's gone.
I think he's dead. Yeah, I think he
Alright.
died a couple years ago. I thought when I looked him up,
Oh, that's sad.
but
That's sad.
not to bring it down.
Well, speaking of death, let's talk about the gore in this one because one of the things I think about with Wrong Turn is some pretty decent gore. This movie had better gore than the remake.
Yes,
I think
Yeah.
it's very cheesy. It's not like well done gore, but it's gore, and
There's
we
a
love
lot
to
of
see
it.
it.
There's
There's a lot of it. So if you want to see like at least really gory, weird slasher kills, like you'll get a decent handful in this movie.
Yeah, everything was shot during the day. all the forest chasing was just like bright sun.
Yeah, all the stuff that should happen. I mean, there's very little that takes place at night. I think when Danny drinks the family gin.
Oh yeah.
And they kill his friend, they hog tie him. That's really the only nighttime stuff.
But it's like contained.
Yeah, it's
so
like in a
contained.
it's like in a little village, and there's a big bonfire. So it's
But you're not running through the woods
not
at all.
not like the first one.
No.
The gore though, some of it was bad. There was a lot of like knife through the mouth, arrow through the through the shoulder or whatever. That looked pretty good. I want to talk about I think the best gore scene, and I think we know what that one is. It's gotta be the fire hose enema.
Oh yeah.
I did not see the 3 mutants who are very scary in the first one are they're like the 3 Stooges in this one a little bit.
They're like not scary farms.
Yes.
Style. Like,
Yes, they look like Halloween actors at a scary
Yeah.
maze.
Yeah. And they just laugh constantly.
Yeah, they're always giggling, laughing. It's almost kind of like a scary Ed, Ed and Eddie, a little bit.
Yes.
But the fire hose enema, I didn't see coming. It's almost kind of like a Freddy Krueger-esque kill almost.
Because they start putting it in his mouth.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They start putting it in his mouth, then they start taking his pants off, and we're like, "Where's this going?"
Hey, wait a minute.
I was like, "What is happening?" And then they take the hose and shove it up his ass, and then within like a second, his stomach explodes,
Yeah, it instantly looks
and
like
they all just start cackling.
it's just all over the place.
Yeah.
Which
Which was cool. I
It's
mean, I'll give it that.
it's a very unique death.
Yes.
And it was nice gore compared to the last one. Just like, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to say it's nice for this movie because like this is just a very weird movie.
It's a nasty movie. I think.
But like in a good like in like the way a horror fan would probably
Yeah, yeah.
want it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like a nasty film.
Yeah, it has a lot of like there's like lots of cringy stuff, which is like, yeah, it delivers on the goods.
Yeah.
If you want something like that.
And like there's one scene where a guy gets cracked in the head.
Yes.
Big hole in his forehead. Yeah. It's kind of nasty looking. I kind of hated looking at it because like they're putting pillows over his face. I'm just like, you're getting shit in your head hole, man.
Well, first of all, he's having sex with his girlfriend in this weird altar thing in his house. He gets hit in the head by the mutant guys, but he doesn't die.
No,
and he seems to be paralyzed, I guess, because he can't move. And he goes cross-eyed. Cross-eyed as well. But then the one lady, the sister, who's constantly masturbating around like she's like every time somebody's having sex, she's like in the corner.
Her
like,
superpower is knowing when people are about to
having
fuck.
sex, and she's like jerking off. But she takes this guy back to her room and like tries to have sex with him while he's got this gaping wound and he's like cross-eyed.
The cross-eyed. For the listeners, you gotta understand. Cross-eyed is this guy's bread and butter to let you know this guy's not of sound mind anymore.
You know that was his like guy, director. I'm gonna go cross-eyed.
I'm gonna try this thing.
I'm gonna do cross-eyed. It's gonna be great.
That's what happens when people get hit in the head with bottles in America.
Yeah,
in Texas, in California, where they say howdy.
They're all cross-eyed over there. They're all constantly
getting kicked by mules. It's a terrible thing.
And she tries to have sex with him, and then it was just like, that's not gonna work, man. Like he's got more important things. Than
There's not enough blood flow to make anything happen for this guy.
No,
if it were to happen, his blood pressure would drop and he would pass.
And then she eventually smothers him, but like she also like kind of like sits on his face as well.
Yeah, she's just a very horny person throughout the whole movie.
Yeah. Couldn't quite figure out what her deal was, except that she was just horny.
Yeah. She just take a walk around the block, cool her loins. That's I think it's what they said.
Shower or something. I don't know.
Think of baseball, lady. Jesus Christ. So that was those were two of the, I think, more notable deaths. A lot of it is people. Well, the guy's girlfriend, before getting hit in the head with a bottle, they completely rip his girlfriend's leg off like a Thanksgiving turkey. Like
both of them, yeah.
They just like straight pull it off. Like there's no hacking or slashing. They just like it's just like a rotisserie chicken.
Basically, it was just like twisted and it came off.
Yeah, it came right off clean. It's very, it's wrong turn. I don't know. What to...
I think he actually starts gnawing on it as if it was.
He starts holding it like one of those turkey legs in Disneyland. Like he's holding it there. Everyone else gets stabbed or shot with arrows. Is there any other notable deaths? Really, just
no.
Well, the old lady gets hit by an absolute Hail Mary of an axe throw.
Yes.
Like I sort of got it's like Phantasm sphere level movement, but from a hillbilly throwing an axe from downtown Charlie Brown.
And it knocked her like 20 feet back into the wall too.
Yeah.
Like she like flew. It was like Sam Raimi Evil Dead.
It was. But and we got to talk about the since it's called The Last Resort. We got to talk about the resort. It looked like shit.
It was a shithole.
There was in the beginning of the movie. There's like all these old. It's like an old people's convention.
It's like a reunion of some sort. Like it's a real.
Okay, like a reunion.
Yeah, like some sort of like.
No one's staying in that hotel.
No, because the lady like rounds the corner, like pushing her suitcase with like the cart.
Yeah.
And like the paint is peeling off of the walls. I was like, nobody's fucking staying here.
And that's why, for the listener, when you know that this was shot in Bulgaria, it makes it so fucking funny. Yes. Because there's just zero chance that this is West Virginia. But
because they walk into the hotel, like, oh my god, look at this place. Like, no.
Yeah. Oh, it's a real fixer upper.
I was like, yeah, it is, but.
It's a real fixer-upper.
Why do you have people staying here?
No, it's a very. Do you feel like people should experience this movie?
Sure, why not?
I think so too.
I think you should experience all of it.
Yeah, this is. I'm definitely never going to tell you to not watch a movie, but
yeah, exactly.
But I think this, in terms of wrong turn, I would have. Would you have guessed that what happened in this movie was going to happen in this movie?
No.
Knowing like what the wrong turn at least it starts as.
No. Or
at least where it book ended.
None of it makes any sense.
I feel like we keep jumping every time we load up a wrong turn movie. I feel like we're like, hold on, wait. And we jump into a black hole and it spits us out in another dimension, and we get something we completely would have never thought of.
I think the last two have supposedly been reboots or named reboots. Like this one was supposed to be like a reboot. And the last one we just watched was supposed to be a reboot as well. I'm not sure what.
Let him die.
I don't know where you would go.
It seems like a very one and done.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand where you go from here.
Yeah, no, that's hard to tell. Jeez, there's so little that happens to the movie. Like
it's a lot of people just wandering around. A lot of people just wander around for no reason, just to get murdered. And then there's a couple people in like this hot spring pool. For like 4 hours.
Oh,
by the time you cut back to them, they're still like it just floating.
They're pruning from being in the water so long.
The one guy's like the weed dude because he's constantly got like a blunt with him.
Right.
But he's like not even close to like high ever.
No, he's he's just
Oh, he does. He's like, we dude.
Man,
you
we
should get high.
that's what they do in the American
That's right.
college.
That's how we do it.
It's very weird. I'm glad we're on this journey.
Mm-hmm.
I am only getting, and I will say this, even though the movies are having, are they masterpieces? No, right? Every time we finish a wrong turn, it's so batshit crazy that I get excited for the next one. So it's this weird, like I feel like even though it's hard to place these movies on whether or not they're like good. I'm still getting excited. It feels like a roller coaster.
Oh, with this, like these type of movies, I'm constantly picturing the behind the scenes. I would just love to be on set for this movie.
Yeah,
like Wrong Turn 6 would be a great movie to be on set for. I feel.
I think
Because it would just be like insanity. I think.
You would be like, "What's going on?
What is happening?
Why are we doing it like this?
What are we shooting?
Chekhov's weight.
That's right. We had Chekhov's weight. It was awesome.
Chekhov's fountain.
Somebody picked up a weight.
An old timey like Buster. My name's Buster Weight.
Yes. And 4 scenes later, he was using it.
They had some principle in this film.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Are you excited for Wrong Turn 5?
What's it called? Wrong Turn 5.
Let me tell you something.
The Turniest.
Wrong turn. 2 wrongs make a right. Oh, so this is Wrong Turn 5 Bloodlines.
Ooh, acknowledge them.
Acknowledge them.
If I may, do a wrestling.
To end the episode, I want to say that this movie, at least in the 2 that we've watched, have really, really went for the jugular with the whole "this is our family bloodline" stuff. Do you think it's hit home in either one of them with that messaging?
No, it makes no sense. This one really had like speeches about this. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on. Why are you guys being pure? You look at these guys.
Yeah, they try to make it sound like
there's one kid has an eyeball popping out. I was like, that's pure. I don't know. What is that?
Yeah, they don't they can't really make the argument for why it's really good.
No, because look how
I don't even know if there's one made for it.
It was there was one with I don't know. It was I don't know.
They're like, we want to stay young and beautiful.
It's I don't know what's happening.
No, it's so there's a few things we have to piece together now. So this is not just been a journey of watching a silly film franchise backwards and seeing how it shakes down. We've now made detective work for ourselves. So going forward, the answers we need to have for next week's episode are the following. Can they make a good case for Bloodline, which this one should? That's in the goddamn title. If they can make why the family... Texas Chainsaw did a better job with the whole family thing. Yeah. Even in the second one, just by saying it's Saul and the family. Boom, that's it. They did it right there just by tying it in with a funny
Well, that's what I was going to say, too, is if they cut down half the dialogue, it'd probably be much better. And if you just stop explaining things and just have stuff happen weirdly. Yeah. Weird stuff happen. It'd be probably 10 times better.
And got rid of half of the weird cheesy music.
Because you'd just be like, what the fuck? But it'd be in a good way because they wouldn't be trying to explain it.
There's good movies buried in these things.
Yeah.
But they're not bad.
But it's just the dialogue is just...
And then the second thing we need to tie in. So the first one was, do they actually make a good case for
inbreeding?
For inbreeding. And then the second one that we needed to answer is, why is no one making wrong turns, and when will we see someone make a wrong turn,
and will they make one in America?
Probably not.
Okay.
Not until we get to at least 4. I think when we get to 4,
I think the first 2 and that's it.
Is that it?
I think 3, 4, 5 are some.
I think that makes sense. The studio's faith immediately evaporated when they saw the second one.
Yeah, they're
okay, well, I'm excited to go. I'm excited to go a little bit deeper into these quote West Virginian woods.
Yes.
I'm excited to see where the second one's filmed.
Yes.
I'm excited to go there. Make sure to give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram. I've been blowing up the Instagram recently. And follow us on Letterboxd. I think that's kind of a fun app.
Yeah, get on Letterboxd. Yeah.
You're on Letterboxd more than I am, right?
I'm on there all the time, yeah.
Yeah, I need to get savvy with that. Let us know if you guys are on there. If you're following us on Instagram, you're on Letterboxd, send us your Letterboxd usernames or whatever, so we can start following you guys over there too and see what everyone's watching. That'd be a fun thing to do.
Log. I'm logging this one.
You're logging? Oh, you're gonna log this one?
Yeah.
I might log this one. Oh shit, I might log this one too.
I'm logging all of them. I'll log everything.
I'll log everything.
I'll log all of everything.
So follow us on there. And we'll see you guys for Wrong Turn 5.
Bloodline.
Bloodlines.
Acknowledge.
Make the right turn
Ooh.
and follow. That's you know what?
Yeah.
Man, if I could go back in time, make the right turn. For the listeners, just know that existed. I came up with that cool one, and that's worth a review itself. Am I wrong on that one?
Pretend the last 4 minutes didn't happen.
Do
And we're here.
yeah, do what these latest Wrong Turn movies have done, and forgot anything from the first one, and just
forgot.
fill in your own
Yeah.
your own creative little story. And as long as it got those 3. Okay, hold on. I know I want to wrap this episode up, but we have to talk about the mutants in this one.
Okay.
They're just wearing masks, right? Did we already hit that topic?
Yeah,
we already hit this topic. Okay.
I think we did. But
Oh my
But you
goodness.
could see like the eye holes, like the different eye holes. It was crazy.
It's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna stop right on this one. We will see you guys at Wrong Turn 5 Bloodlines.
Acknowledge.
May I have your attention, please?
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
I don't know what real anymore.
Horror. Something even more terrible than you.